Bitch, people got religious trauma.
No, actually.
You can't just ambush somebody with Jesus.
Whatever it takes, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, whatever it takes.
Hello and welcome to your mom's podcast, the only podcast that's worth walking out on a date with one of Degrassi's coolest girls. I'm Avis,
I'm Caroline.
and today we are talking about Degrassi Season 5, Episode 4, Foolin'. Roses are red. Gibberty played too hard in the hot tub. The first rule of Friendship Club is always talk about Friendship Club.
Sorry, that was a little clunky, but I wanted to always talk about Friendship Club, and there's only so many
Hot tub.
rhymes.
I think it's fine. I think it plays well in the sandbox. Liberty has been on one lately. She no longer finds JT's childish antics endearing, and she has no problem making that known. Is Liberty a control freak, pregnant, or both? Over in the B plot, reluctantly resolved to the fact that his old friends want nothing to do with him, Spinner finds companionship in sophomore Darcy. Neat. I really don't like them, and I never have, I never will.
Okay, you know what my last note of their shit was? Fuck, I don't have my notes open yet. But I'm gonna. Give me a second. Here we go. There we go. My last note was that, like, I hate Darcy. Love Shanae Grimes. Hate Darcy Edwards. She's a hypocrite. She's a cunt. Like, and her hair is horrible. And fuck that green bag.
She's a hypocrite. She's a cunt.
I said what I said.
I love that we're back to calling 15-year-olds cunt. Actually, she's supposed to... The fact that she's supposed to be a sophomore... Is she a sophomore or freshman?
No, she was a freshman last year.
Oh, right. Right. It's just so weird because she's got extensions now. She's got extensions, so that's...
Is Spinner still in 10th grade English?
Yes.
Okay. I guess that tracks. Anyway.
Because Quan only teaches 10th grade, right? They move up to... Quan teaches... Is she the English teacher for the whole...
forever. But
she
Darcy
has been. I just thought
10. But no, remember, because Spinner got held back in grade... He had to take grade 9 English again in grade 10. So he would have been taking grade 10 English in grade 11, and then he got expelled. So he's taking grade 10 English again. Spinner is a super senior.
He is a super senior, and I feel like the fact that he doesn't even have enough credits to make it past 10th grade English is just a problem. Like,
at some point, like,
can't they just, like, they're just like, fine. Like, how many times are they, like, they're gonna let him...
Is this kid's life really gonna be, like, improved by understanding Lord of the Flies? I mean, maybe, probably, yes. But...
I mean, something's not clicking.
Some things just aren't meant to be. Okay? You can't judge a fish on its ability to climb a tree. All right? You just can't. But back to my original point on the B plot, which is I fucking hate Darcy. But and I am not a fan of Dinner. It's like probably my least favorite Spinner ship. But watching again with fresh eyes, Darcy came into Spinner's life and gave him something that he desperately needed. and she does a pretty good job of doing it. And
Yes.
so I appreciate her for that. And while I would never back dinner being endgame,
at the time they are.
at the time it's what Spinner needs, and I'm here
And
for it.
Spinner cannot just have a friend that's a girl. He needs to be in a relationship with her, because they could be great friends.
Right?
They could be great friends for each other. And it is good because it's very economical the way that he like has nothing to hide behind, and as far as like all of his secrets are on the table in the forefront of their of like them still getting to like figuring each other out, and him not having anything to kind of hide behind.
Well, and presumably Darcy knows how to have platonic opposite sex friendships, unless she's just like running her way through friendship club Ned's Declassified style with like hand holding and chaste kisses. Like,
yeah. No, I really, the one issue I have with Darcy is the just not telling him what is happening in room 213. Like, but Spinner has no like deductive reasoning. He's not like, what kind of group of people would be like hanging out in a classroom at this time? Like, why, what is this, a
right, what
club?
is
Like,
this? Right.
what is this? He asks no questions because
Also,
of it's a cute girl who invited him, which, I mean, okay.
it's weird when he's like, why are all the chairs in a circle? Like, it's a relatively, like, it's like a moderately sized group of people hanging out together. Why wouldn't the chairs all be in a circle?
Yeah, there'd be a way for like turn them around.
And like, okay, Darcy's too young to know this, but like, bitch, people got religious trauma.
No,
You
actually,
can't just ambush somebody with Jesus
you
or
cannot
any
just.
other messiah or deity or what
That is the
have you.
title. That is the title. You can't just ambush someone with Jesus.
Make it so, my friend.
But no, that's exactly how I've always felt about that. It's just like, that's super sketchy. Like, that's making the friendship club seem like sketchy and like predatory, when you're not disclosing the full, like, okay, friendship
Right.
club is happening in room 213, but the fact that she like makes it so cool, like makes it like it's just a group of people hanging out and not like an actual club. Like, some people don't fucking like clubs. Let's just strip away the religion. Maybe some people don't fucking like clubs.
Right. Like, there's all sort, but like, it also, I have to wonder, I had never thought about it before, but like, there are certain sects of Christianity that do like soul winning, where like you have goals of how many people you're supposed to bring to Christ each month or
Ew.
whatever. Yeah. And
Ew.
like,
That's some nasty shit.
do we think that maybe Darcy knew everything already and knew that
Ew.
Spinner was like broken and lonely?
Well, because I
Like,
would
is
truly
Darcy
a mastermind
like
of
predatorily proselytizing to Spinner?
that would help me dislike her the way I want to dislike her.
You don't dislike Darcy?
I've always disliked Darcy. Even through her like rape storyline. Even though I find the way that she processes it very relatable.
I feel for her in that
I feel for
storyline.
her. I still don't like her character. Her character is not a character that I enjoy watching. I think that she is kind of annoying. And I don't like the things that she picks and chooses to tell Spinner in this episode. I just think that it's not, that she knows she's hot. She knows she's hot. And she knows that that's all he needs to follow her
Yeah.
anywhere. So it would track that like she is not disclosing the full situation, because she knows that she's hot and she wants to get him in the door.
Right.
Because if she was honest and was like, I want you to come to Friendship Club. That sounds like My Little Pony's like official fan club. Like
Or frankly, Jesus Club.
or frankly just what it is.
Like that.
Jesus Club. Like, and then they like straight up start praying. So
Yeah, and like, I don't know, the Lord's Prayer feels like a weird thing to start your teen after school Jesus Club with. Like it's a fine prayer, but like,
we need to pick the one everyone knows.
yeah.
I don't know. I needed something more Canadian.
But like it also leads, so like I was thinking, because like when she asks Spinner why he got held back and he makes up that bullshit story about his dog, and she's like finds it charming. She's like, you're bad at flirting and lying. And like I was like, girl, why are you not running away from this giant red
Thank
flag?
you.
Like, why
Thank
are you running
you.
into it? But
Yeah.
if it's predatory, like conversion attempt.
But no, like, why does that work for you? Why did that like work?
Because she's trying to convert him.
Mm-hmm. That literally tracks, because why would anybody would like run? We didn't even have that terminology of like use like the red flags, but like that was like several
Right.
just like flashed across the red flags.
No,
No.
she knows the whole when she was like, yeah, I know all about it. Like, of course you do, Darcy. You
I
were
just didn't
at
know you were
school.
involved. I
You
don't buy that
kissed the
either.
shooter like
Right.
2 minutes before it
Right.
happened. You're on the spirit squad.
How could you not know Spinner's involvement? Because you're
Okay,
on
yeah.
the Spirit Squad,
And
and
I
Manny
always
would have probably talked all of her shit. That was before she got kicked off of Spirit Squad.
right, and Paige would have been fucking like Paige and Hayes. Like, no, there's no way. Yeah, no. And you know what?
Bullshit.
Here's the thing. I always thought Darcy was dumb. But I think
She
Darcy may
plays
be a
dumb.
fucking mastermind, and I'm excited to view the
This
rest of
lens,
her
yeah.
art through
In
this
this list.
lens.
Yeah, this is fun. I actually I love that when things are plausible. When like there's things in the story that would give us like it props up this argument, because it does not make sense if you think about what her character has had access to in the way of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
It makes no sense that she would not know Spinner's exact involvement.
Yeah.
So if somebody, let's just say she's talking her shit and she's like, I bet you I can get Spinner Mason in here. Like, I bet you I can have his ass in here.
Running some fucking, now she's running a weird, like,
They've
gambling
got a tally board. So they've got
for
that soul
soul
saving tally.
saving.
Yes. They got that tally board.
They're
Like,
going out soul
they
winning in the
need,
halls of Degrassi.
there's like a board, there's like a
Only person who has more
chalkboard.
points is Manny Santos, who we see Darcy fucking become besties.
They do. They become besties.
She doesn't convert her.
She doesn't convert her, but
But
yeah, they're besties. No,
they
like
are besties.
their chalkboard, it's just it rotates. It says Friendship Club, and then it rotates, and it's got all the tally marks. And Manny is also taped to the board
With devil's
So-
horn. And like,
and as soon as Spinner leaves, they just rotate it, and they're like,
and you know, it's got like a speech bubble that says, "I'm a baby killer."
oh my god, literally.
Manny Santos would be the ultimate Degrassi
The ultimate get, but she gets
Friendship Club.
the sinners, and you know,
but Spinner's a sinner,
Spinner's a sinner,
and now we've got dinner. Yay!
Oh gosh, it's like I want to know, guys, if you I feel like we've had a call to action some some points in this show, but if you love dinner, if Darcy and Spinner are your like, this is my ship, this is my hill to die on ship, If you're in the
It doesn't
Facebook
even have
group,
to be that, but like if that's your top spinnership,
well, yeah, if that's your top spinnership, but if that's your honestly, if that's your top spinnership, if that's your top shit, like I want to know why. Can we talk? Because I think that there has to be a deep consideration for the fact that Darcy's character is so flippant and like not ever really one way. She changes depending on the episode, especially in their relationship. And I don't know that there's enough consistency to really be like, I love them as a couple.
right? But if you do,
Please, I
reach
want
out
to
to us.
talk.
We'd love to have you on for like a
Little
bonus
mini,
episode,
yeah, be
mini-sode
like,
to
hey,
talk
can you
about dinner.
please?
Maybe
Because
we can
like
all eat dinner while we talk about dinner. We
this
don't
is
have to do that, but we could. It could be like a nice, intimate
little
Degrassi chat.
convo, little chatty poo. Because like at this point, this is Spinner's third relationship. Because he dated Paige, Manny, and now Darcy.
Yeah.
Was there anyone else?
No.
No.
He danced with Terry one time.
And according to Shane, we were not robbed. Shane said, fuck you. I don't want Terry. And I think to that, he is wrong. But
I feel like before we can move on from the B plot, we need to talk about the Jimmy of it all. Jimmy is still angry at Spinner.
Jimmy
And
is
that's
on.
valid.
He was waiting.
Jimmy
for
does not believe that Spinner should be allowed back at Degrassi.
And I mean, rightfully so.
Rightfully so.
He was
I'm not gonna tell
barely
you on that.
expelled. He was barely expelled.
But did you learn nothing from last year? Like, you don't want to be his friend. That's so fucking fine.
Yeah.
But don't go and like fuck up his shot at friendships with other people.
That's the thing that I know that Jimmy was waiting for, is just for Spinner to show any sort of happiness related to another person in that interaction, so that he could fucking crush it.
And like Jimmy is entitled to every drop of that anger.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't make the behavior okay. It doesn't make it so that the behavior does not have like consequences and ripple effect and what have you.
No, he's wrong. He's bitter. All of these feelings are valid. It's more just like the response to it and perpetuating the cycle of being
it's just frustrating. Like, Jimmy, you literally
more
got
of the same. More of the same, yeah.
You literally got shot because everybody was bullying this kid for a thing he did last year and ostracizing him.
Now
And
you're
I
doing
know
the
you
same
haven't
thing.
launched a ribbon campaign, but
I mean, but you've turned his into, I mean, in a way, because everybody knows if Jimmy had given his blessing, like everybody would be pissed, but they would get with it.
Right.
Like, fine. Like, Spinner and Jimmy have, like, it's water under the bridge. Not water under the bridge, but they're working on it. And they are dealing with it, like, being friends again. But it's Jimmy that is, like, making everybody kind of, like, stay separate and not engage with Spinner. And it's not really up to Jimmy to be the one who's like, okay, everybody needs to be mad at Spinner. But that's what everyone is kind of doing out of respect for Jimmy.
But you know what? Okay, here's where I'm at with that. Jimmy can be not okay with Spinner. He can even be fucking vocally not okay with Spinner to a degree. And if the rest of the friend group wants to fall in line, I don't have a problem with that even. Spinner is not entitled to these friends at this point. He shook up everybody's world, not just Jimmy's. And they're all entitled to any anger they have with him.
Yeah.
Darcy's not a part of their fucking group. He's gone elsewhere. He's found friends elsewhere.
Yeah, and now he's kind of...
And like, Yes, what he did to you was shitty. You don't ever have to forgive him. You don't have to foster his growth, but you don't get to hamper it.
Yeah, I think that is a line that Jimmy feels entitled to cross because
And I
he
mean, he
wants to
calms
he wants to
down.
shit on excuse me, he wants to shit on him, and I think that's
I think he is entitled to shit on him. Like, I I would go so far as to say that Spinner deserves a lot of the shit that he's getting from Jimmy, and Jimmy should still do better. And that's a big ask for a teenager who has just gone through trauma. So I don't fault him for it.
right.
But what I would like to see in a perfect world, you don't have to foster people's growth, but you can't fucking hamper it. And like, people who have wronged you, you don't have to forgive them, you don't have to love them, you don't even have to wish them well. But like, I don't know, at this point in my life, my thoughts for like the people who have truly done me harm is like, save for like one person. I'm not fully healed yet. Let me be. A
And
little bit of
I
anger
mean,
is healthy.
a little,
But
yeah,
like,
no, I don't.
everybody but that one person, I'm like, I hope that you become the best possible version of yourself. Like, I hope you figure your shit out.
Yeah. And I mean, I
And
think that loving people or not even loving people, but accepting that like not everything deserves a reconciliation, and like I can let this go without accepting this back into my life, but I
mhm.
also, can put some distance between myself and this person or this situation because that's what's best for me. And I think that in so much Jimmy has managed to kind of like purge his life of Spinner, and I think that he's probably, I mean, there's probably some complex feelings there. Like they were good friends. Like the fact that they become friends again, is proof that Jimmy did miss him.
They were
But
BFFs, dude. They
yeah,
may not have had matching necklaces from Claire's, but you know they had something.
yeah, it definitely feels like Jimmy is just so like he's upset because he still cares so much. It's still like a lot of fucked up swirls of
Well,
feelings, and he doesn't want him to be able to connect with someone again.
and here's like, he's not just angry at Spinner, he's angry at Rick. He's probably angrier at Rick than he is at Spinner. But Rick is dead.
Mm-hmm.
You can only throw so much anger at a dead man.
Right.
And so, like, that needs somewhere to go. I don't know. It's all very complex. And, like, I feel for these kids. These are a lot of big feelings. And Miss Sauvé is not equipped to teach them how to deal with them.
She really fucking isn't.
She really fucking isn't.
She needs an aide. She
And
needs,
I'm
there needs to
willing,
be two of her.
at least. No, I'm sorry.
All the fucking trauma in this school
This school needs at least 10 full-time, like,
to deal with this.
counselors,
And this is just
psychologists
in the
even.
B plot. Like, we're getting to the point where like the B plots are just as heavy.
Mhm.
I mean, or at least the like plot wise, they mean just as much because this is a big, even though total like the screen time, maybe it's like 7 minutes. That this plot gets, I think that it's so well done with the amount of interactions that Jimmy has with Spinner and Darcy.
Mhm.
Um, like I appreciate getting this side of Jimmy because we do see him trying to like being the bigger person with his plot with Danny and like or Derek, and like standing up to him in a way that like still like he's the bigger person. He is overcoming like some of the chip on his shoulder with being in the chair.
Well, and
in some ways, but
not just the Derek of it all, but the like, I'm still the basketball guy.
mm-hmm.
Like, I haven't even been in this chair a year, and I'm doing 12 in a row from a chair with no jump.
Right, like there's
Like,
bravado there.
I'm still this guy. And I think that's a big thing for Jimmy, because basketball is, he's a young black man on Degrassi, so basketball is like
His life
73% of his character. He can't just walk away from that. And
that would be like Marco not being gay anymore.
Right? Like, you just can't have it.
What are we going to write about?
Terry not being fat.
What are we going to do, Terry? You can't not be fat, Terry.
Hazel not being a self-hating Somalian.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that was one time.
But it's her only episode. Unless you count the Breakfast Club.
No, we don't.
We don't.
We don't count that. Nobody counts that.
That was an ensemble piece, and still she's like...
Ensemble.
I take it back. I like our nighttime recordings, too.
They get
the loop. Starting.
Yeah, it's like getting in the shower.
Right? Oh, that's like the most beautiful analogy. I love that. Cute.
I do too. Wakes me up a little bit. Yeah, this B plot was good. It was because like I have some unpopular opinions about the A plot, but Darcy's here. She's got extensions, and she's gonna get on my nerves.
And her big green bag.
And fuck that bag. She's never gonna get another bag, guys. This is the bag.
You could fit like the body of like a grade 7 in that bag. I don't think Darcy could carry that much weight, but you could fit it in that bag. And I do believe that bag could withstand that weight.
I am hoping that the kids are wearing real school bags to school again. Because when I tell you trying to carry all your textbooks in a cute little purse, some shit's getting left in the locker, okay?
We should
clearly
put the like leather strap.
Just tie it all up, just stack it all up and tie it.
You know what though? That actually comes in handy.
Yeah, you gotta beat a bitch's ass.
Or it gets real bad real fast.
Or you get, what if somebody took your book strap and fucked you up with your own book strap? I got my ass beat with my own books.
Not that.
Oh no. They literally said, I'm gonna give her one bag. The wardrobe department said, give her one bag.
And a million extensions.
So many extensions.
You know what it is?
The most dramatic bang.
You know what it is? The higher the hair, the closer to
God. Oh no. True. Why does she look so like 1960s coded with the beehive kind of hair with her when she's in her uniform? Why does she look like, why did they do that? I feel like they do it again. I feel like they put her hair in a beehive vibe again. And I'm seeing like black and white for some reason. I think she wore like that dress.
No, there's like that's for like a thing. That's like
it's a thing.
That's a thing.
Okay, so that's why.
We won't entirely hold that against her.
Mm-hmm.
But like Darcy is a very particular kind of Christian girl. And that hair, I mean, think about Grace on Secret Life.
Oh no.
Right? But tell me that there aren't, like, she didn't have her own version of Darcy's hair.
She does.
Yeah, no,
Was there a bump it involved?
Probably.
Oh dear me.
I mean, unless it was before the bump it, but I mean, the bump it existed in like hair trailers, I'm sure, long before it existed on our TVs.
Right? They're
But,
like,
like,
fine, public, you can have this
there are other
invention.
ways to achieve that look,
Yeah, just
but
tease the fuck out of the back of your head only.
yeah,
The bang's gotta be smooth.
bangs gotta be smooth.
But it's like the back of her, like she's
She
got
has
the part
so much
is her
hair.
bang. The part is her bang. And then it's like immediately just
Did they
transitions to the
correct her
back and
on
just
90210? I'm looking
tease
at
like
pictures
fuck.
right now.
Right, because her hair was very I feel like was a big reason why she got cast in 90210 other than like her acting. She was just the redhead ish girl
Yeah, I
for a
mean,
while.
she's still got a lot of
Yeah.
volume, but it's way better.
Mm, it is better. A little bit. But they keep her general look. Um
Anyway,
mm, it's
it
but
sucks because I really like Shanae Grimes.
I
But
really like Shanae Grimes too.
but even though she's using her powers for evil, I can get behind Mastermind Darcy. I can fuck with that. And I can like that a bit more. I can have a power move is a power move, and I respect that. It's like Caitlyn Jenner. Horrible person, but picking a name that you could have very easily spelled with a K
Yeah.
in that family and making
And
the choice to spell
yeah,
it with a C was a fucking move, and I
it was.
respect it.
Ooh, I've never thought of that, but you're right.
Right?
It's kind of dicky. It's kind of cunty, actually.
It's serving cunt.
It's cunty.
It's beautiful. It's a glorious fuck you to Kris Jenner.
Wow. That the way that I've literally never thought that thought before in my life. That's crazy.
And like,
Gotta
Caitlyn Jenner's
respect
a
that.
horrible person, but so is Kris Jenner. So,
Well, we already have. I think we had that whole tangent about them recently, and I'm just like, I don't. Most of the things like post 2012,
it's I can't
the things I know about that family have been force fed into my
I
life.
don't seek them out,
No.
but I also don't necessarily scroll when they hit my algorithm.
Yes, I've made it to point to like not engage with the content so
But
as to
like,
not affect
they're
my algorithm.
funny.
I like it when people make fun of them and they are in themselves funny.
Like the lady
So,
with the post-it note fingers.
yes, she is beautiful. It's like it's so like like her mannerisms and everything is just on point.
Anyway, on to the A
On
plot.
to the A plot, yeah, because we just somehow, yeah. Um, can I cite an unpopular opinion?
Yes.
I think that I appreciate the fact that they give Liberty a chance to emote and to have
Mhm.
like some like that we get an idea of how she's feeling. Um, in a pretty succinct, like it's pretty succinct how she's, she doesn't want to be pregnant anymore, everything. I can't help but like feel like the episode is trying to truly get us to dislike her.
They do lay it on very thick. And
I
I
think they try
feel
to take it back, but I don't know that what they've established can be ran back necessarily.
and like it's all very like I probably thought Liberty was being an asshole when I was a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know, it's all reasonable behavior from a teenager. She's
Yeah.
pregnant, she's scared. Her boyfriend is pretty fucking childish.
Mm-hmm. The
Like,
choices of her own actions.
and it's shitty that she didn't
So
tell
that
him.
consequences.
And
Yeah.
it was really fucking stupid of her to not object to the king size condom.
Thank you. Why did you go along with that? That is almost as bad as putting 2 on. I think that's probably as on par with putting 2 on. Like, why would you, like, I understand him being like, oh, yeah, blah, blah. Why would you allow that? I don't even know that it slipped on enough to, like, slip off convincingly. Like, how, king size?
Right. And
He's
it's
a
like,
boy. He's just a boy.
who, as much as I would love to not think about his penis, it is canon, has a
That,
smaller
yeah.
penis.
Right. We know
Like,
that we have been described as a stack of dimes. Flaccid.
but like,
This evidence we have been given for some reason we
I
needed
don't
to
know.
know.
Didn't you ever have like a sex ed teacher that was like, look, here is how big a condom gets. If your boyfriend's telling you it's too small, he's full of shit.
Yes.
Where is Dr. Sally?
But I also have to think about the fact that the internet just teaches us so much, because there were literally people putting their feet in condoms like a couple
I would
years
like to point out that Emma's class did not have a single visit from Dr. Sally, and they
and
have
look,
now had two
right,
pregnancies.
correlation wise, this shit is abysmal.
Paige's class hasn't had a
Page's
pregnancy,
class
have
has not had
they?
a
No,
pregnancy.
not that we
No,
know of.
not that we've
So
been
it didn't
told.
happen.
Yeah. Episode, or it didn't happen.
I don't know why I went by the blondes, but I did.
I mean, yeah, they were robbed. They were done a disservice, because Dr. Sally would have surely shut that shit down.
Dr. Sally would have been, yeah.
But
And you know
Liberty's
that
just
Liberty would have like clicked with Dr. Sally. They'd be email buddies. Dr. Sally would send her articles. Like, nah, fuck that.
the fact that Liberty doesn't want to be informed is slightly, like, not true to
It's
her
out of
character.
character. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it just feels like not that someone can't be, more curious about certain things, but, like, I just find her to be a very know-it-all sort of person, to where she doesn't want to be caught not knowing.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know though.
Or at least, like, I mean, she crushed on JT for a long time. But she had other boyfriend. Well, she had another boyfriend.
Yeah,
It's not like, I don't know. I
but
feel
that
like
was so long ago. That
it
was
was
what,
so
like
long ago, and
grade 8?
I thought it was grade 9.
Is it grade 9? Does Manny get pregnant in grade 9? Oh yeah, have sex with more grade 9s. Yep.
Iconic. Um,
It really is truly iconic. But
it just, I really want Liberty to be more of what they've set her up to be. In this episode, it just feels like she is so, there's a little bit of a cliche to her that I really feel like is more for the episode than her actual character. A lot of it is, I do believe a lot of it is her. Like, I wake up every day not wanting to be pregnant, and guess what? I still am. Like, that is like hardcore Liberty.
right.
Like, I am trying to control this situation, and I cannot control this situation. It is fucking driving me up a wall. I just want to do everything myself, and I can't do everything myself. I would make this baby if I could have made the child myself. No. But
Right.
it just feels like she is so, like, control freak. That is like the core of Liberty, I feel like.
Which is part of why she's controlling the fuck out of JT.
Mm-hmm.
Because she
Like,
can't
that
control her own damn
correlates.
life right now.
Mm-hmm.
But
Like,
JT's
it's
going to be part of it, so she can control that.
mm-hmm. But I don't like the fact that she gets, I don't know, their whole breakup is a little weird, because he breaks up with her and it's clearly he's breaking up with her to be hurtful,
Yeah.
not because he's actually wanting to break up with her. And then at the end of the episode, she's like, well, we're not back together. And it's like I don't know. It feels, at first I thought it was a two-parter. I don't know why. I don't know why I thought we had another part. But when
Because
that
it should be a two-parter.
everybody got a secret, because Tubi just auto plays that shit. So it's like that's how weddings, parties, anything starts. With Downtown Sasquatch. So the amount of times I heard that cut, that like the dun, 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 trying to get back, because I was like, wait, I have to, okay, let me just watch it a couple of times, because I had taken at least, I think I'd taken an hour to watch it or something, set aside the time, and I'm like, oh, I only need the 25 minutes or whatever. It's like, oh, they should have done more time. Like, they should have had more time to like let this breathe a little bit.
Right.
Just a lot happens in 10 minutes. Like it's like it's like in the Hanukkah on the rocks, when at the end he's like, wait, uh like, oh, I'm upset, I can't believe you didn't tell me, and then like walks away in the bar and then walks back it's later, like, I guess everything's okay now. Like, that's how it feels.
Yeah, it's
Like, just a little bit. Like, it feels like
it's
there should have been another episode with these guys and
yeah.
figuring
No,
this
we
out.
don't, but it's Liberty, so why would we get that?
Because of and the fact that I, of course, don't throw pitchforks at me, or pitchforks. Don't throw tomatoes at me. Don't get your pitchforks. But I feel like, why are we getting this JT's perspective? Like, I understand he's the young father. I understand, like, he gets more storyline. Like, the fact that he gets that we only get little pepperings of what Liberty feels, and it's not more her storyline, and we're following JT.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of frustrates me.
It's kind of frustrating.
Like, we were with Manny most of the way with her pregnancy and her decision to have her abortion. Enough that I'm like, okay, I'm not super mad about how they did that.
Right. Craig was a participant in it, but like that was a Manny episode. Like, no, it's a JT episode. It's not a Liberty episode. It's a JT episode.
Right.
And that is disappointing. And I don't feel like we really get that many Liberty episodes in it.
We don't.
We get like the one after the baby's gone.
Yes. Yes. And it's like, why? What for?
I don't know. It's disappointing.
Like, the last time Liberty really had a storyline was when
she went full fucking
full
Napoleon.
With her fucking, like, her tyranny, not her being a tyrant, on the fucking floor hockey team. Is it that long ago?
No, there's gotta be something.
Isn't there something? Oh, but that wasn't really about her. That was her and JT, the radishes. Like, that wasn't her. That was her and JT.
I would say it was like, it was like 55% Liberty, 45% JT. Like, she did have the majority.
Yeah,
but like,
but it wasn't her.
And like, it's not even good. Like, she doesn't slay. She fucking reads her radish poem.
Yeah, she thought she ate with that one. I don't like it. I feel like if any time you're going to focus on someone is maybe when they're the one like carrying the child that everybody is panic nauseous about, like, maybe we talk, like, maybe we go inside of what's happening to her. I would have liked to see her hiding it. I would have liked to see
she's been hiding it for 3 months.
Right. Like, why don't we get that?
I mean, we do just barely when she walks into the cafeteria.
Right,
and
that's
she's like, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Because she's definitely already frumpified her wardrobe.
Right. No.
Like, and it's frumpified for Liberty.
Which is saying something.
At this point, yeah. Oh, Liberty, you could have been so much more.
They don't want you to be, though.
Justice for Liberty.
Justice for Liberty, because I feel like we get more of this whole people, JT getting the look when he's buying the pregnancy test or whatever. We don't need the setup of him getting this job at the pharmacy. Give me a couple more scenes with Liberty. You did not need to have a scene set with an emo, like an indie song.
See, and this is where, once again, the Degrassi 22-minute A plot, B plot format falls short, because in a show that has like A through D, maybe even E plots running,
right,
we would have been checking in even just a little bit with Liberty all season.
Right,
and
just
like,
giving, yeah,
that's fine. But why did we choose an episode about JT having to deal with Liberty's pregnancy rather than an episode of Liberty dealing with Liberty's pregnancy?
Yeah. Like, we still could have gotten the car crash. We still could have gotten most of the points that happen in this episode, but we could have gotten it from Liberty's point of view, which is a much more valuable point of view because we don't really get her point of view.
Right.
We get a lot of the things that she feels filtered through conversations with JT. Like, it would just be helpful to actually, like, we see her house. It's not like we're not in her house. Like, but the only reason we're in her house is because JT is there, which is annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just have a scene with her. Why not even have a scene with Danny trying to get into the bathroom and being
And
like,
Liberty,
why are you taking so long? Like, what the, and Liberty coming out and like not being able to I don't know, or maybe him like opening the door and like she can't pull down her shirt fast enough, and like something that could even give Danny something to do, because he's just there to get called a puke.
Danny doesn't need to be like catching his sister peeing on a fucking pregnancy test.
Well, not the pregnancy, the belly. I don't want
belly.
Yes, like she can't pull down her like she can't pull down her big ass hoodie fast enough.
Okay, yeah. That I'm way more okay with.
No, because how the fuck I do not need any no, don't talk about the peeing that minors are doing. Yeah.
It's one of Liberty's only lines.
It feels
something
like
about frequent urination.
Oh. There are a vast multitude of signs. Yeah, I'm just you deserve better, Liberty. It feels like there's more there was more to be desired for me here.
This is like, they're too immature to have babies. This is why teenagers should not have babies.
They can't even talk about it. She is pissed off because she's like, we made a decision together and we made a really bad decision together. And now I don't want to make decisions with you anymore.
Yeah, and she had 3 months to clue him in and she didn't. No. And so like, you can only be so mad at him.
No, he had no idea. And honestly, as soon as he knows, he goes and gets himself a little job and tries to be semi, responsible about it.
JT is not like JT at the beginning of this episode is not a bad boyfriend for Liberty. Like, he asks, he's like, something is off. Like, tell me what's up.
Yeah. No, it's like, what did I do to you? We can't have sex. Something's wrong. But no, it's more just what's been on. For me, what lives rent free in my head is him like shaking the the thing of condoms loose, like, and being
Yeah,
like,
it's so
the biggest, like, 1,000-watt smile, like, oh, it's just the worst.
But that's exactly what that kid would be like, having sex for, like, the first time.
Very
I know he's
believable.
not, like, this isn't his first time, obviously, but, like,
Right, but it's, yeah, no.
he's having time, like, you know.
I just want less of JT and more
I
of
want so much
Liberty.
less of JT, unless it's him getting soda dumped down his pants. I love that moment. I had forgotten all about it. That tub of root beer
It
was, in fact, a
was
tub.
because why is Toby the worst, but also deliberately the worst? Because in
It
my mind, there's no way that he didn't realize he was being too loud and
Right.
setting JT the fuck up. And it wouldn't be out of character because he's called JT a pig before and like had those opinions of him.
Here's the thing, though, is ultimately it falls on JT, because why are you
It
having this
does.
conversation at the movie theater with your girlfriend and your, like, you guys' friend group
Within earshot though. It's
within earshot?
definitely up
Like,
it's on him, and I think that kind of lends credence to that, because Toby being like, why are you even bringing up you and Liberty's sex life? And that's why he's like, oh, I won't tell everybody that you and Liberty fooled around and now you're bragging about it. And I know that's in the future, but like, this is what it's giving.
um,
It feels like he's like he's like, I just want to expose you because you are being gross right now.
but then Toby, like, I don't know, Toby comes through pretty clutch when JT's like, Liberty's pregnant. Toby's there for him and
Crashes his little car.
crashes a little RC car. I like, and it's so good. He like crashes it into this like folding table, and then it
Yeah,
falls over
it
on it like
falls
a
over.
plant falls on it. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Those little
Uh,
remote control cars. Yeah, and like the fees, like their conversation about like, you know, him being bullied by Liberty or whatever, like being smacked around by, like, he just makes it like it's so much more dramatic. Like, I have no respect. She doesn't respect me, Tobes. Like, okay.
okay, but you guys are about to go bring a child into this world, so why don't you all figure that shit out?
Right. Like,
Um,
worse than Liberty being pregnant? Like, what could be worse than that? Yeah.
why is JT so mean to Paige?
Why is JT so mean to
The
Paige?
only thing I can think of is a like Liberty's insecure about Paige.
Hmm. Right, because last time we checked, they were still little besties.
Right. They're not like friends, but
No, they will always have that special relationship, and it's not like there's been anything that has derailed, like that has tainted that.
right. And he's like, it's not quite like when he's got Spinner waiting on him at the dot, but it
Mm-hmm.
is giving like,
Yeah, yeah.
you're behind the counter in polyester, you're beneath me,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to abuse. Like, it's gross. Don't like it. Don't like that Liberty seems to be enjoying it.
Mm, that's yeah, that's gross. I don't like, I love how, you know, Paige makes it known that she's annoyed that everybody comes there.
Mm-hmm.
Um because I was wondering, like, that this is a city. Why is this the only movie theater that you guys go to? Um yeah, I don't like that Paige is just fucked around, like people fuck around with her on the job, because like you said earlier, that is just or that might have been pre-show where we were talking about the service industry and just
Yeah.
how being on the clock, it just limits your autonomy. um it is, and we've seen that firsthand with Paige and Spinner, and literally Paige not being able to articulate herself the way she normally would and defend herself because she is working. um
Right.
but I love their interaction though, because she really does like fuck his shit up, even though he's being an asshole to her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, that'll be $400.
You still have to pay for that.
Yeah, like, come on. Like, he is trying to be, like, puff up his chest, and it's like, you are still a kid. And I think that's a big part of the episode is, like, you are doing things that you feel ready for, but you're truly not ready for the consequences.
Right.
Just so much so that you fucking crashed your car. He's like, I just fucking
down your pants.
forgot the brake. I forgot which one was it. No, like I mixed up the brake and the gas.
That's what girlfriend pregnant. Like,
yeah.
JT's a fucking idiot.
He is. He lends very little intelligence to this episode. But
I do think Liberty's overreacting about the announcements, though. Sorry, I just cut you off.
No, it's fine. I don't disagree. I think that she was frustrated because entertainment is not a practical career choice. I actually think she's wrong about that. I think she's quite wrong, but I also think that he makes a point to like prove her wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why maybe he excels at entertainment. But I think he is like naturally an entertainer. And I think if she were reading the room, that she would like be able to, and that she wasn't speaking from emotion, that she would see that he is an act, like he would probably make good money entertaining because he entertains for free.
Right.
Quite successfully.
Yeah. No. I don't know. I don't believe that JT is as funny as he thinks he is.
But I think he has a certain humor that is like he has a brand that some people will find funny. I don't find him funny. Like the things that he was doing at the hot tub and everything before he was going to jump in. Like I don't find that kind of like humor, like fart jokes and stuff funny, but people do.
A good fart joke.
Flatulence.
I'm not like the bar is high. But I would bet you that there is at least one fart joke out there in the world of film and television that would make you laugh. I can't necessarily say which one it is.
I'm not going to dispute that. It's like, if it make,
I think it's possible to do most anything if you can, like, well. It's just some things are hard to do well.
Mm-hmm.
And fart jokes are really easy to do poorly because a lot of people will laugh at them anyway.
I get too many, like, I don't know, maybe it's just me thinking about like a lot of the humor that I grew up watching. It was just like crassness. It's like, oh, little lady, I don't want things to be crass. Like, no, I just sometimes when things cross, like Nutty Professor had so many fart jokes. And did I laugh at some of those? Yes, I laughed at some of those fart jokes because some of those fart jokes are fucking funny. But it gets to the point, especially in Nutty Professor, it's a perfect example, where I'm like, okay, stuff does not have to be coming out your ass every 10 minutes.
Okay, wait. But does it do the thing where it's funny and then they do it until it's not funny anymore? And then they keep doing it and then it circles back around to funny? Because that's my favorite kind of joke. I'm not even going to lie.
It's a marathon, yeah. A marathon and pretty much the same 3 jokes. And they're all farting jokes. Like,
have you watched that Daniel Radcliffe Swiss Army Man movie?
I have not. The last thing I saw Daniel Radcliffe in, I'm pretty sure he was like a unicorn or something. Or was that a goat? I think he was like part goat. Yeah.
It's him and the brother who took the vow of silence in Little Miss Sunshine.
Paul Dano?
Yeah. And it's weird. And Mary Elizabeth Winstead is in it. Just once I'd like to see her not be a manic pixie dream girl.
She said never.
It's not her that said never.
I
She
don't know.
knows what she's capable of. She also knows what pays the bills.
She knows what she's capable of.
You know what? She's not a manic pixie dream girl in Sky High. She's a fucking badass in Sky High, even if she is the bad guy.
I have to watch Sky High again. Fine.
I've only watched it once because it's one of my sister Lucy's favorite things, movies. Anyway, one thing I want to talk about before we move on to segments, and it's a quick thing, is JT still has parents.
He does still have parents, according to Toby. Yeah.
He didn't say tell your grandma.
So when do his parents die?
I mean, soon.
And Spinner's dad's got to be kicking the bucket soon, too.
Spinner's dad, I feel like...
Because he's going to get testicular cancer soonish.
Right? It's so weird that we never, like, did they think we wouldn't notice?
They did, yeah. They definitely did. They were like, nobody's going to watch this show incessantly, like...
Right. Well, because that's the thing is, like, at the time, like, okay, you would get an every Degrassi episode ever marathon sometimes, but a lot of the times what you got was, you know, an episode a week.
Right.
And then a couple a night in syndication.
Right. Could they really conceptualize streaming and, like, the limits, the amount of content that would be available to any one person at a time, and the ability to literally binge 15 years of content rapidly, like just with no holds bar other than those ads, baby. You right. Like, and they could not, nobody, and if they did, someone did spitball that shit, they would be like, nobody would fucking do that.
Right.
They would have a life to live.
Little do they know we all live inside now.
Little did they know. Even these kids got iPads. Yeah, it's bad. To the point that we notice that. And I really do think when you watch things week by week, you don't notice these details. You don't.
Right.
Like, you would only ever notice it if the DVD came out, and then you're able to watch the whole season front to back. But really,
if they were binging,
yeah, that's what you waited until it came out on DVD, and then you could watch the whole season because you only saw it once because it aired once.
One year for Christmas, my grandparents got me like every season of Desperate Housewives that was out, which I think was like up to 6 at that point on DVD. It was the best Christmas present.
You just went fucking fair, like ham.
It was a beautiful time.
It must have been beautiful. Yeah. Same with 6 Feet Under, but like it was the time that, like, before streaming, obviously, and it was all of the seasons were out on the box set, so my mom just lucked out on a deal and got the whole box set, and for like weeks all we would watch is 6 Feet Under.
That's beautiful.
It was like going into a cave. It was very nice.
I bought all 5 seasons of The Wire at a pawn shop when I was like 22 for like $25. Do you know what a godsend that was, living in some shitty apartment with no TV?
Oh, that's why I can quote things so much, because we only had, for a portion of my life, we did not have cable or anything. We just had our physical DVDs and not CDs and tapes. So that's why I know Bring It On from start to finish. That's why I know The Parent Trap down to like the acting in the scenes, because I would like act out the movie while I was watching the movie because I had seen it so many times.
Yeah, we had limited options.
Like,
and not everybody had Blockbuster money like that.
My parents did. We did Hollywood Video, and we would do it like maybe once or twice a month because it was like it was not something. And we would take, when Netflix started to be a thing, we would take the DVDs from my goddad before he would send them back to Netflix, or we would go over and watch them with them instead
I
of
feel
renting
like
from Hollywood Video.
Blockbuster was like $3 a movie. Maybe I'm making that up, but like, or maybe not Blockbuster, but
Yeah,
like
no, the
Hollywood for at
Holly
least for
we
new
went to both, but we
releases.
Hollywood Video was a little bit cheaper.
And I feel like $3 is more than I want to pay for a movie now.
I will sometimes, I'm like, fuck it. I'll spend the treat myself, but it is like a little bit of like, even though I own it,
Right.
or even you rent it. Sometimes they don't even let you buy. It's like $2.99 for a rental. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same principle, but it's not.
I have paid
It
for
doesn't hit the
one
same.
rental, and it was a really bad remake of The Most Dangerous Game that starred CT from The Challenge.
I knew
And it
you
was worth
were Caroline.
what?
Caroline. I love that you've seen this shit because I saw the fucking trailer for it and I was like, wait.
It was not good. Like,
I love that story. I love we read that in English class. And there's like the 1920s version or something that we watched along with it. And that was terrible. So
it's not good. It's not good at all, but it was worth the $2.99 to rent it. It would not have been worth the $12.99 to buy it though.
Right. Yeah.
And it was only worth the $2.99 to rent it because I love CT from The Challenge.
Because you're 10 toes down
Judd
for CT.
Nelson was also there.
I would go for Judd Nelson.
Right. I like Judd Nelson.
I like Judd Nelson.
I like to see him doing things. You know what I would watch? Is that show? How many seasons is that show that he did with like Brooke Shields? Didn't he do a show? Just Shoot Me? Isn't he in that?
Oh, fuck.
Can we do that for Previously On?
I would love that because I love me some fucking. The only thing I can't really watch is that creepy ass movie he did when he was playing the real person, that basement guy. That shit was creepy.
Oh wait,
Other than
no,
that,
that's not it. It must be Suddenly Susan then. That's what it was called, which is
Suddenly
a way worse
Suze.
name.
And when was? Oh yeah, no, yeah,
I don't
71
see Judd
episodes.
Nelson though.
NBC. Yeah, he was Jack
Oh
Richmond.
yeah, there he is.
Series regular. Brooke Shields.
4 seasons. It fits the bill.
Yeah,
Just barely,
that's not
but it
bad. Just barely.
does.
Yeah. I would fuck with that, especially if it's not. I don't think it would be super hard to find.
No, we'll check it out. Anyway.
Yeah. No. Oh gosh. How we hippity hopped over here.
Anyway, the point is, I don't even know why we were talking about movies and Blockbuster. But we were, and we got there.
We got there, and
are you ready to go to segments?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I don't think. Oh wait, I did want to mention one thing. When Hatsalakos runs to the car after Liberty and JT get into the accident, and I don't know, JT's like, whatever, like Liberty says something to her after JT, and
Because a
Mrs.
dog
H
ran into the road.
Right. She says, okay, accidents will happen. And then like get inside or something. And I'm like, isn't that the name of the episode where Manny got her abortion? Accidents will happen. I'm like, I don't think that's a coincidence. I think that they were like, because she's pregnant, but she's not gonna do the same thing, but it's still gonna be a thing. Just watch and see.
I would also like to touch briefly on the fact, this is a knock against my man Snake, quite frankly. When Liberty and JT come into the class after the crash, he's like, nice of you to join us or whatever. Like, motherfucker, you just saw them standing in the hallway talking to the police. Did you want them to say, "I'm sorry, officer, I'm late for media immersion"? Fuck you, Snake.
Snake asked 0 questions, and he gave them both his ass to kiss. He was like, "Why? How dare you be late to my fucking class? I'm saving lives in here. Media literacy is important."
So is like you can't just
Settling affairs with
settle.
the police.
He crashed his car into the bus stop, bruh.
He's got to deal with that. He's got to deal with, and for some reason, the police just like readily interview minors on school grounds. Like, I don't know about, like, I don't know. The real police were never really called in my high school, except for that time the person got hit by the wrench. And I
Well, but they're
don't.
the Canadian police. Are they really real police? Ooh, burn.
The fact that we talked about this with Sean and the armed forces. I truly did not think that the Canadian armed forces did a damn thing.
I know.
Turns
I
out
love
they
it.
were in Afghanistan. They're like actively fighting and shit.
They don't
So
just do peacekeeping missions.
they
in
don't
Kabul.
just do peacekeeping missions. They are not building houses, or like libraries or elementary schools or shit. Yeah, flabbergasted. But yeah, I'm ready to move on.
Okay, my first fashion is like right at the top of the episode.
Is it?
And it's Liberty's fucking precious ballet.
Thank you. Me too.
Which, had I not paused to take a screenshot, I would not have noticed is a Lacoste.
I thought, right, the little alligator. Yeah, I called them in my description the ballet flat inspired Sketcher looking motherfuckers. Sketcher
But they're
wedge
not
looking motherfuckers.
Skechers.
They're not Skechers, but they're Sketcher wedge looking motherfuckers. Because everybody had shoes that look like that without the ribbons. Without the ribbons and without the wedge.
It's kind of like a reverse Terry, where like they'd give Terry these really cute outfits and then the most
And these
horrendous
fucked up
footwear.
shoes. Yeah.
And Liberty, they're like, you are going to dress like a really frumpy pregnant teen.
Mm-hmm.
But
this
look
one
at
hoodie.
these beautiful ballet flats.
Liberty's wardrobe left much to be desired anyway, but yes, that is just like, okay, you're giving her these like
Liberty's wardrobe
statement making shoes
is giving Martha Cox in High School Musical 1 before Troy and Gabriella broke the status quo.
Yes.
It's bad, and I hate it.
She is not supposed to be stylish, so
no.
I guess
Which
that
is bullshit. Let her be cute.
I guess that means that she's got to walk around in oversized, like beige shit.
Right.
Though that outfit did not even match with her shoes.
No, but those shoes were cute anyway.
The shoes are cute anyway, but and I have to admit that they are cute on her and for the time. Those are my 2 reservations because I would not wear those now. I don't even know how the fuck to put my foot in those. That maybe those might be one of those shoes that look cute on your feet and terrible off.
Yeah.
And then you put them on, you're like, oh, okay, these don't look that bad. But like, you can't even imagine a foot in them when they're off.
Probably. But I could... Not in that color, which is a shame because I think the white with the like lavender ribbon is beautiful.
Yeah.
But I could see wearing those shoes.
You could see wearing those shoes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't really wear white shoes, though. White shoes are fucking stupid.
I think white shoes are just impractical. Very easy to scuff. And yeah, not my vibe. I much prefer to not go there. Of course, I just did a little quick search to see if these still exist, and the only thing I found is like on a vintage site, which stresses me out. Yeah, Lacoste ballet pumps, because I feel like if I type in ballet wedges, they're gonna be like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "These
They're so
exist."
cute though. I love them.
They are, and I wanted like kind of just like a ballpark understanding of like what this would have ran Liberty at this time, but like I'm just gonna take a wild guess and say at this time for some Lacoste ballet flats, $150.
It's a good pair of shoes though. Like that's good
Mm-hmm.
leather and good. Yeah, no, but you're probably right. They're
I
cute
mean, if
too.
you're gonna buy some
Her
shit like
dad is
that,
the mayor, so like
if you're gonna buy a shoe like that with literal like satin ribbons being a part of the structural like, the
integrity
wearing
of
of the
the
fucking
shoe.
shoe, yeah, like you're gonna need to drop a couple ducats so that you can ensure that you're not buying bullshit. Um yeah, those were definitely on my list as far as fashion went. I my second and honestly, I will just highlight JT as like what the fuck is he wearing? Particularly the orange outfit in the locker room. I don't It's just too many colors even though it's all one color, and it's too many patterns. I'm just not feeling
Are
it.
you talking about this one that he's wearing in the first scene?
Yes.
I like that on him.
Or wait, no, is that the go to the locker room scene with
I don't
Toby?
have the locker room scene. I didn't take a screenshot of that.
Yeah, I think it's the locker room scene. Hang on, because that might be a different outfit.
But I
No,
think that's the same shirt. I don't know. I liked it, but
I don't like it. No, it's specifically what I don't like is the undershirt with it. Um, And maybe it's me being biased against the starch collar. I don't want to go back. I'm so happy that we are no longer do not starch a fuck a starch collar, okay? And it's got a slightly wingtip vibe to it. I love wingtips.
okay, but it was
I don't
like
I just don't like it. Maybe it's the orange. I don't like it. I think that it's a little bit too busy, and it's quite distracting in the locker room scene is where I noticed it most with Toby. Maybe it's
that's
just the
fair.
lighting in that scene.
My next one is our queen, the founder and president of the Fuck Them Kids Club,
Mm-hmm.
Miss Laura Kwan, who her hair is like beautiful. And she's wearing this like dusty rose sweater set.
Love me a sweater set.
Like
Love that. Love that.
she looks lovely.
Um, yeah, I feel like that's I thought I had another one for JT, but I think maybe I'm just thinking of the offensive his layering. Oh gosh,
I have one
we're in
more,
the thicket now. Go ahead.
and it's Spinner when he's on his date with Darcy. He's just wearing a very cool t-shirt. You probably can't see it that well. There we go.
Oh, okay.
It's got like a guy who kind of looks like a spy, and then there's a tank, and he's shooting skull and crossbones out of his guns, and it's like grayscale and green. It's a cool shirt. I
And it's
like
not
it.
one of those shirts that Jimmy starts designing like next season.
No, it's not one of those. It's like
Okay.
a very intricate design.
Okay. As opposed to the
I'm sorry. Are we really going to pretend like Jimmy's shirts were anything that cool?
they weren't. They were, I think, just, you know, they have to have storylines. They have to be able to say, hey, you know, these are talented people and this could go far. But it can't, you know, be actually so talented that it's super believable. It's got to be just believable enough. It's like mediocrity is going to get these people far. But this episode just, Darcy's in her fucking cheer outfit, like,
Big hair green bag.
yeah, just and Liberty looks the same in like every scene, even when she's wearing a bright green,
Yeah.
like, cardigan, she still looks the same. So,
Like, it low key looks like when an actress gets pregnant in real life and they don't write the pregnancy into the show.
right. So they just abruptly change most of her. Like, they try to keep the aesthetic, but they're like, more fabric.
But like not in a way that actually works. Like it
Not in a
looks
way
like
that
they're
works.
hiding a pregnancy.
It looks like this young lady is drowning in fabric and bags and large coats and just happening to stand in front of all the lamps and people and chairs. Yeah. That's what it's giving. But that was your last fashion.
Yes.
All right. We don't have any Huns or black
Hypotheses,
holes or
no.
hypotheses. So let's fire our shots. Pew pew
Pew,
pew
pew,
pew
pew,
pew
pew,
pew.
pew.
Shots fired.
You want to start us out?
Yes, I have Liberty in response to JT saying, "Oh, it draws me in." Her saying like a moth to a bug zapper about about the position.
My first is actually a bit before that, and it's a
Mhm.
self-inflicted gunshot wound. And
Mhm.
it's when Liberty's like, I have to judge video announcements in 15 minutes, and JT's like, well, believe me, that's
That's
more than enough time.
I almost put that one. um, I have Quan saying, "Nice work, Gavin. Keep it up, and you might even pass this year." Which, like, fuck them kids.
Right? But she looks so warm saying it.
She does. It's like one of those things you don't realize that someone was like kind of coming for you a little bit, kind of talking some shit, and you're like, "Thanks." Oh,
No, I
wait,
know.
wait a second.
That's why like people who don't super listen to the show fight us on the Quan fuck them kids thing.
Right?
They're
Is
like,
her
she
face?
loved her students, and it's like, no.
No.
No. She said, "Fuck them kids," and she said it loud, and she said it proud, and she said it over and over and over again.
I know she has her little theme song going because yeah, she really like she lives and breathes that shit.
My next one is Toby saying when JT's like, "Do you want to hang out tonight?" And Toby's like, "Don't you have to rub Liberty's feet or something?"
Yes. Yes, that was my next one. So my last one is just Paige saying you still have to pay for that.
I have one before that, which is JT saying, "Oh, polyester's in this season." And I have one after that, which is Spinner saying to Darcy, "Ooh, laser tag, what a party. What else do you do? Weenie roasts?" It's
Can I
very sassy.
It is very sassy. Can I also fire a shot at Spinner for saying
Always.
I'm persona non grata?
I fucking love Spinner. He's so
He's
dumb.
giving Catch 42.
Did you ever watch True Blood?
Um, yes, but not just for the sex. I'm gonna be honest with you.
There's an
Just
episode where Jason Stackhouse says, "Now I'm just paraphrasing here." And it's maybe my favorite thing anybody has ever said.
I mean, I also love to watch clips from True Blood, like, out of context, even though I know some of the context.
It's so dramatic.
I love Levant. Is that his name?
Lafayette.
Lafayette.
Yeah.
All of Lafayette's, like, reading for filth and just, like, general sassitude, was, like, my bread and butter for so long. I don't know why I refuse to watch big shows when they're on the air. Like, S and I have just started Game of Thrones. We are well aware we're going
Because
to be highly disappointed by the
man,
10th
now I want to
season.
watch Game of Thrones with you.
We're like we're I think we're in episode 6, still in the first
I
season. So
can't fucking do that to myself again. I
you
have
watched
so
it
much
before.
self-respect, okay? And yeah, you know what? I probably will watch Pretty Little Liars again, but it will be a cold day in hell before I rewatch Game of Thrones.
I
And
know I'm
you
gonna be in
know how
so much pain. I know, right? That's saying something. That it made that impressed upon me something.
but have
That
fun.
I'm gonna be in a
Enjoy
lot of
it while you
pain.
can.
I know. It's like one of those shows that I just heard like enough about to know just generally my watching experience, my like the experience that I'm gonna have is gonna be painful. But it's like I'm not gonna be able to stop watching.
It's not going to be a good time, like at all. Like it's not fun. I
Yeah.
mean, it is until it's, I mean, but even when it's good, it's not like it's fun, right? Because it's like,
Good and fun are two separate.
yeah, but
Caroline looks like she's telling war stories over here and shit. But this is what we both do. We both were like, we don't want to watch this shit while it's like at the height of its fame. Like we want to come. That's why I didn't want like read Twilight because when the book came out, it was a big deal in 2005, and I didn't read it until the movie came out. I was like, I'm not going to watch this movie. I'm going to read this book that everybody was fucking obsessed with so that I can watch this movie that everybody's fucking obsessed with.
right, I don't want to have to wait a year and a half between movies. Fuck you.
Precisely. Now that New Moon was already in production and shit by the time I hopped the fuck off, I was like set. That I don't know why I'm like that, but I am very much like that with a lot of things. If I'm not on the wave, just organically, I'm gonna wait until the wave has been,
Right.
ridden, and then I'm gonna make my own wave. Be excited about this shit like it's new. Yeah, so I will be telling you, Caroline,
Yeah, I want to hear about it.
all of my pain.
And if you want to hear about it, come to pre-show.
Yeah.
Who shines?
I want to say that Darcy and or Spinner, but I don't feel like that. I feel like maybe more Spinner than Darcy, but I don't even know if I will go that far.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue that Darcy shines as an evil mastermind.
That step 1 and 2 of her plot have gone off without a hitch.
But like, I don't know if she's not evil. No, I'll give it to Darcy. I'll give it to Darcy because what Spinner needs is somebody who's going to see him as more than this thing that he did.
Mm.
And like, yeah, what Spinner did was fucked up, but also like, he didn't know.
He didn't. I mean,
He couldn't have known.
No. The way that he says it is very, like, pretty much how it happened. Like, it's not like he's. And the whole, and only in the most indirect way is possibly glazing over things a bit.
Yeah.
But I don't think that he was necessarily dishonest. Like Spinner, like Jimmy was hinting that he was completely dishonest. I think he more omitted.
Yeah.
His true, like his full involvement, but that's kind of what limits me from like actually being like finding that he's shown. Like he really was not someone that I was like, okay, you did a great job.
He didn't bum me out.
He did not bum me out, but he didn't do great.
No, nobody really shines.
No,
this
because
week.
Liberty does not bum me out, but she annoys me, just like JT annoys me.
Right. Yeah,
I think Toby was a great friend.
Super bummer.
Yeah.
Toby was
But
a great
he was also
friend, but he's
kind of an
also not.
asshole.
Like,
He was also kind of an asshole too. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, we got some highs, we got some lows. Wait, you take the good, you take the bad, you take them both,
take them
and
both,
there
and
you have,
the
the
facts of
facts of
life.
life.
The facts of life.
I've been wanting to rewatch The Facts of Life, and I can't find it, so I might just buy it because
Where the world never seems to be living up to your dreams. Okay. Does it go there?
Does it go there?
I think it goes there.
We've got teen pregnancy and predatory conversions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We've got Friendship Club. The first rule of Friendship Club is that we always
Talk
about Friendship Club.
We talk about it so hard.
All
Yeah.
the time.
The religion of it all starts to be more of a theme because of old Darcy.
But yeah, I'd say it goes there.
Definitely goes there.
Thanks for listening to Your Mom's Podcast. Next week, we'll be joined by Titty Snake producer Chelsea to watch Ellie and Manny be shitty to each other in weddings, parties, anything.
Yes, can't wait. So pumped. I'm actually excited for this episode because I can finally listen to the full song that I now have. Everybody got a secret. That funky bass, that funky guitar. Love it. We got the tambourine.
It's a good
All
time.
right. Excited.
This episode of Your Mom's Podcast was made possible in part by King Size Condoms, Friendship Club, and support from listeners like you.
Thank you. We would like to take a moment to thank our Patreon subscribers. Tay,
Evie,
Miranda,
and an extra special thank you to our Titty Snake producers, Alyka,
Brandy,
Chelsea,
Corrie.
and Tawny. Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you guys. Love you.
If you'd like to further support our show, you can find us on TikTok and Facebook as Your Mom's Podcast. We also have a Facebook group of the same name. And you can find us on Instagram at YMPadcast. Your Mom's Podcast is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. Subscriptions and reviews are another great free way to support us. However, if you're interested in supporting us in not free ways, we have a lot of great bonus content on our Patreon, and some great merch at our shop, which can be found at your-moms-padcast-shop.fourthwall.com. And remember, that's Padcast. P-A-H-D-C-A-S-T. Thank you.